Greetings, I'm Troy David Newham, the author of 2084, The Search for Love, Hope, and Faith, available on Amazon and Kindle in paperback version. If you're a member of Amazon Prime, you can get it for free from the Living Library. I highly recommend you check it out. It'll let you know what all's going on. Anyway, this is Message from Moses, and this week I'm going to talk about Benghazi and the foreign policy debate. And I'm going to call it a draw. Basically, if you liked Romney, you probably thought he won. If you liked Obama, you probably thought he won. There really wasn't a lot of difference between the two when you get right down to it, and the Romney supporters all say so. They're like, right, didn't he do something different? Because Romney realized what Washington realized. George Washington realized they didn't have to win the Revolutionary War. He had to just not lose. Likewise, Romney realized they didn't have to win this debate. All he had to do was not look like a complete buffoon. And by taking positions that were pretty much Obama's positions and tweaking them a little bit and saying, well, this is what you messed up over here, this is what you messed up over here, I don't agree with this, I don't agree with the apology tour. But, you know, by and large, I pretty much agree with what you're trying to do. I think you're just screwing up in the execution. What that robbed Obama of doing is winning the debate. Because what was he going to do? Yes, you're wrong! Those are my positions, but you're still wrong! And that's why you saw him getting really mad. I think he realized, you know, a little bit into it, what was going on. And he was just furious. The only thing he really won on was that nice little quip, the little zinger, that, you know, we don't use so many ships because they're not made of wood and cannons anymore. They're battleships and little planes fly on them, and we have nuclear submarines, and we don't use as many bayonets, and blah, 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 blah. And everyone's like, ooh, haha, good one. And it was a good one. You know, give the guy credit. That was a good one. He came back, made a lot of sense. But that's not Romney's point. Romney's point is that we keep cutting down the Navy, and the Navy has said, dude, we need more ships. That's all Romney had to say is, look, the Navy has said they need more ships. We're under 300. They say we need at least 313. So, talk to the Navy, not to me. Alright, that's all I'm saying. And we still use bayonets, of course. They're, you know, I don't think bayonets are ever going to go away. Even if we go into space and we're all shooting lasers at each other. Pew, pew, pew. Yeah, a knife? Still pretty bloody handy to have, and so we'll probably always have a knife, and if we're going to have a knife, why not make it so it attaches to the end of your rifle? For no reason, other than it looks cool. Intimidating. Yeah. Anyway, so, yeah, I don't know, maybe Romney did win, because the one thing Obama always had going for him is that I'm likable. For some reason, people want to have a beer with me, and that's how they'll decide who to vote for. Really? Is that what they do? What? No, I don't want my president to be the man I can have a beer with. Okay? I really don't. I'm not even really sure if I want a president who can truly relate to me, per se. You know, I kind of kid, and someone says, well, who do you see as president? And I say, he has a steely gaze that looks out upon the horizon. He rarely speaks, but when he does, mountains tremble with the weight of his words. You know, we don't have that right now. We have a comedian-in-chief, and should Romney win, we'll have a businessman-in-chief, which I think would be better for the country. But I digress. The fact of the matter is, even if you think that Obama won the foreign policy debate, it doesn't matter. It's like, yeah, okay, he won. Do we care? Not really. Why? Kind of unemployed right now, and I really need a job. So let me ask you a question. If you could choose in a world where there's peace in the Middle East, kumbaya, and we had 20% unemployment, and you were among the unemployed, let's circle that, and half the country's living in poverty, but there's peace in the Middle East. We're living just like the people in the Middle East, but there's peace over in the Middle East. Would you take it? Likewise, would you take a position where like there's total war over in the Middle East, and it's so bad that we're just saying, you know what, y'all take care of that mess. We're not getting involved. Just blow each other up, destroy everything. Whoever's left standing will buy oil from you. Good luck to you. But over here, things are humming. We got like 2% unemployment. Everyone's rich and happy. You know, it sounds terrible, but I think deep down, if you look at the reality of the situation, not what I just said, and you could live in one of those two worlds, you'd be happier in the second one. And deep down, that's what we all think. We all want the economy to come back, and Obama's not cutting it. And so, there you are. Doesn't matter. But let's talk about foreign policy in the real world, because now we have Libya. And Obama, back during the Democratic National Convention, it was clear that he wanted to make Libya his poster child. He wanted to come out and say, see, this is how you conduct a war. You wait for insurgents, you give them a few arms, you blow up some missile sites and some anti-aircraft things and blah blah blah, and the people kill Gaddafi, and everyone is happy once again. And they love us, they need us. And that didn't work. Yeah, we spent a little bit of money compared to the other wars that we've been involved in. Congrats. But when Gaddafi was in power, we could have a consulate in Libya and our ambassador was not killed. Possibly because he was trying to get Wakanda rice, rather. Possibly. But Gaddafi died, and now, dead ambassador. Doesn't go well. So, then comes the real issue. They got out there, and they lied. And any parent, any child will tell you, and you probably knew this because you probably had parents at one time in your life. And they will tell you that you get in a lot more trouble about lying about something than the actual event. If he had just come out, today, Americans died in a terrorist attack in Libya, the whole thing would have gone away. Even, everything that we're finding out now. They asked for help. We had people on the ground ready to rush in and save them. Planes ready to come in and strategically strike them with missiles and save our people. And they didn't. All that wouldn't have mattered. It would have been like, that was a bad call. Oh well. There was a case in Vietnam where a pilot went down behind enemy lines. And they sent all of our troops in to get him. And they got him out. But 25 people died. Okay. Somehow, though, that's the right decision. And my dad was in Vietnam, and he talked about this. And just knowing that your fellow soldiers would try to come get you matters. And somehow that's more important than one life versus 25. It's one life and knowing that your comrades have your back, your brothers in arms, versus 25. And everyone over in Libya, all the people in the airplanes waiting, were willing to go out. And could it have started a war? Yes. Should we have done it anyway? Yes. Why? Because we're America. And those are Americans. And golden rule of Americans is you don't kill Americans. Just look at World War I. Everything's going along. Europe's in shambles. We're over here like, ooh, that's bad over there. Yeah, good luck with that. What? They killed 19 Americans on a ship? Oh! No! We can't have that. Let's go to war and kill them! I mean, that's what we do. Just like World War II. No, they're slaughtering people in the concentration camps. That's terrible. That's terrible. What? They bombed Pearl Harbor? Let's go to war and kill them! I mean, that's what we do. You don't kill an American. It pisses us off. Just like 9/11. What? You killed 3,000 people? Let's go over there and kill them! I mean, that's what we do. You don't kill Americans. We've always been like this. And, it's against our character to let what happened in Libya happen. But, on the surface, it made logical sense. What's the life of one ambassador, a couple of SEALs, and some other guy? compared to starting a national incident. You know, if we let this go on, the international community will take our side. It'll be the poor Americans who got killed, which won't happen because, no one likes us. They're all against us. The UN wants to monitor our elections because Barack Obama might get defeated. What is up with that? Why are we still in the UN? The UN's a useless thing that, takes away our sovereignty. But that's a different subject for a different time. The thing is he lied for weeks. He told us, there's a video. Actually, he didn't even do that. He didn't even have the honesty in lying to come out and honestly lie and say, they attacked us because of a video. Instead, he, did it this way. Today, I would like to talk about Libya. We were attacked. There was great loss of life. We promote religious tolerance. This video... I never really said the video was the reason for the attack. I just merely spoke about it at the same time. Yeah, and lying through implication is like the worst, isn't it? It's like if your parents don't want you to see this one friend, and like, you're not going over to John's house, are you? And you're like, no, I'm not going out to John's house, Mom. You don't want me to see him, I'm not going to John's house. But you meet John at the frickin' mall. It's obvious that your mom was saying stay away from John, and you're lying, but you're telling the truth at the same time, and that's like the worst kind of lie, isn't it? I mean, that just pisses you off terribly. So, the question everyone's mind is what's going to be the October surprise? And why do we have an October surprise? That's kind of disgusting, isn't it? Because really what you say when you have an October surprise is we know something, and it's going to be false in a month or two, but we're going to release it 2 weeks before the election, just so you won't have a chance to really fact check it and find out that we are lying to you again. I mean, that's really what an October surprise is. And here's my take on it. Well, I'll give my take on the last one because I'm Troy Newham. I'm the author of Swamp Fox and blah, 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 blah. And I'm so smart and everyone wants to hear what Troy has to say. Alright, so, we have the Allred case where she went back 24 years and she dragged up some divorce case, and lo and behold, it was a bitter divorce, and there was squabbling and fighting, and Romney testified, and who cares? What's the unemployment rate? What's the debt rate? We have the weakest dollar in our history? I don't think people really care about a 23, 24-year-old divorce case. And we all know divorce cases are nasty, evil things, and who cares? Okay, so there's that. Alright, what about there are talks with Iran, and they will stop making a nuclear weapon? 1, who believes anything that Iran says? 2, if the deal's on the table, the deal's on the table, no matter which president it is, no one cares. 3, as I said, between an economy in a burning Middle East and no economy and a peaceful Middle East, we'll take the economy. It's just the way it is. 4, if the deal is, if you don't elect Barack Obama, we will continue making this nuclear warhead. Isn't that weird? Isn't it weird that we would take an enemy of ours and let them have input on who our president should be? Because quite honestly, if Iran is going to support one candidate or the other, I'm going to lean against talking to that guy. If they say that Barack Obama has to be our president if we want peace, I'm going to assume that the opposite is true. I'm going to assume that it's Bizarro World or something. Because, they lie. They hate us and we're their enemy. And so anything they say is bound to be deception. Common sense, people. And finally, even if there is a treaty and blah, 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 they'll just keep on trying to make a nuclear weapon. It'll be in a deep underground bunker somewhere, and it'll have little centrifuges spinning, 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 spinning. They only need one. Israel's a pretty small place. I mean, one, and everyone is dead. I think Ron Paul probably had the best solution because there's no way to really stop them, because whenever you lift the sanctions, they'll start it up again. It'll be done in secret, blah, blah, blah. They'll eventually get one on the black market, blah, 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 blah. Just say, look, we have nukes. We have other countries who have nukes. It's not all it's made out to be. It's basically living under the threat of immediate annihilation at all times. So let me tell you how it's going to happen. You launch a nuke, we'll assume you did it. Israel blows up, we'll assume you did it. Dirty bomb goes up in New York, we'll assume you did it, in the country of Iran will now be called the area of the planet formerly known as the country of Iran. It will cease to exist. It will be just a nuclear hot zone for about 1 billion years. Enjoy. And that's not true because nuclear fallout, blah, 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 doesn't last 1 billion years, half-life, la, la, la. And so that was exaggeration, so don't fact-check me because I really don't care. Okay, so that brings me to what I think the October surprise is going to be. And I think the October surprise is going to be a drone strike in Libya where every single person involved with our dead ambassador just happened to be in the same room. And they're all dead. And we can't check it because they're all dead. And we can just all move on with our lives, people. God bless America. Woo! I think that's going to be your October surprise, and it's not going to help Obama. Because it's not really about the dead ambassador. I mean, that's not optimal, of course. What it is you lied to us. And once you lie, no one ever trusts you quite the same. Once you're caught in a lie, people assume that you lied to me once, you lied to me again. And your likability has gone down, your trust has gone down, and it really doesn't matter if people died. There you go. Alright, well, as I said, I am the author of 2084, The Search for Love, Hope, and Faith. It's a wonderful book. It really outlines the death of freedom at the cost of 1,000 paper cuts. Each regulation, each law taking a little and a little and a little of your freedom, and all for your own good. Read it. It's highly enlightening. Finally, there's War Journal, my story of revenge and self-loathing. It won't teach you anything about what's going on in the world, but it's an entertaining read and deep and insightful and blah 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 blah. Good for book clubs and whatnot. Again, I maintain a blog at swampfoxpress.com. That's swampfoxpress.com. It's the only thing on the internet worth reading. Read it. You'll be enlightened. You'll grow smarter. Your friends will seek you out for advice. There you go. Long live the Constitution. Signing off.